In this video, I want to talk to you about reflecting and joining paths. This would be particularly valuable when you're trying to create a symmetrical shape in which one side is a perfect reflection of the other, and you can see that that happens here in the heart shape. What I've done here with this file, it's a little bit different. On the original layer, I've actually given you an editable version of the heart itself, but I've gone ahead and locked that. On the tracing layer, I've actually also gone ahead and created the half shape just to save us a little bit of time during the video. But if you look at the shape, you can see the anchor points are at noon, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and I guess this would be your 9 o'clock. And these are not broken handles, they teeter-totter. So when you want to create a reflection of a path, you would begin by creating the half shape. And in this case, I was particularly careful to make sure that these two anchor points right here were right on top of each other. And I did that by going up here to the transform tool, and you can see that I can click here and say horizontal align center. They were already in place, so you really didn't see them move. So having drawn that, what I would do then is I would make a copy of it by going edit, copy, edit, paste, and you see it put it there in the center. Another way you can quickly copy a shape is with the selection tool. Select it and hold down the Alt key and start moving, and then you see those little double arrows, which means you're dragging a copy of it. For now, I'm going to move this one out of the way. So the next thing we need to do is put this right in place. And then I'm going to show you how to do this two different ways. If we select that shape, what we'll do is go up to Object, Transform, and select Reflect. And you get this window pop up. If you're not sure which way to reflect it, you could hit on the preview here, and you can see it switching, and that is in fact how I want it to reflect. So that's a vertical reflection. A horizontal reflection would look like that. So we'll pick the vertical reflection, and what we'll do is we'll hit copy, because we don't just want to reflect this, we want to reflect that and make a copy of it. So I'll go ahead and click on copy. Right now, what I'll do then is hold down my shift key and press the left arrow key, which is going to scoot this over in increments of 10. If we zoom in on that, you can see that there are the two endpoints. At that point, I could nudge it back a little bit, and rather than just holding the shift key, I'm going to just nudge it over, and that's just moving it 1 pixel at a time. And I've got them pretty close. And once again, I'm going to zoom in a little bit more here so you can see this. The next thing I'll do is get the direct selection tool, which is the A key, and highlight both of those. And you'll see that they're both selected and nothing else is. At that point, I need to make sure that these two anchor points are right on top of each other. There's no gap between them. And again, I'm going to go up here to the align tools, which are displaying up here, and I'm going to horizontal align them, which brings them over top of each other. But then I also want to vertical align them, which pulls them right on top of each other in both directions. And the next thing I have to do, it's really quite simple, is click here where it says connect selected endpoints. And because there is no gap, it's not going to draw a straight line. Click on that, and I can make sure that I got it by just for a moment clicking just on that anchor point and dragging it around to see if in fact they're both moving at the same time or that single anchor point is moving. At that point, I need to go down to the bottom and repeat the process. So highlight both of those, average in both directions or align in both directions, and then click here to connect the selected endpoints. Now, I'm going to back out of that because I want to show you sort of the old-fashioned way of doing this. And in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and move just this one anchor point, if I can get it, just the one anchor point over. And of course, I need to be using my direct selection tool to do that. Let's see if I can just move one over. There you see it. So if you don't want to use those controls up at the top, there is another way to do it. We would still begin by selecting both of the endpoints. And then we would go up here to Object, Path, and we're going to first select Average, which we can do by that. And it's asking us, how do you want to average them? Well, remember, when we use the alignment tools up here, we align center and vertical. So we want to, we aligned horizontal and vertical. So in this case, it's going to save us a step if we click both, and we'll say okay. And I think you can see them move this time right on top of each other. And then I could go Object, once more Path, and this time I'm just going to pick Join, which is the Command J, and click on that and check it out, and we'll see that it joined it.